Good morning, students. So, in the last class, we discussed about principle of parallel plate capacitor and the capacitance definition, and we discussed about principle of parallel plate capacitor, right? And so now, in today's class, let us derive an expression for this parallel plate capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, right? And before going to that, there will be some simple questions like in yesterday class we derived an expression for this spherical capacitor, isolated spherical capacitor. There will be simple problems based on that. So let us write that, write it as you may write that as a note, and after that I will derive this expression for this parallel plate capacitor. Like suppose they will give like n liquid drops are there, identical liquid drops. They are combining together to form a big drop. Then how the potential is changing and how the charge is changing and how the capacitance is changing, right? And write that note. If n identical drops, each of radius small r, having charge q or q naught, let us write q naught, potential v naught, and capacitance c naught, are combined together to form a big drop, then write the above quantities for the big drop. That means charge, potential, and capacitance we need to write for the big drop, right? So first here we know about this radius relation. So that means the radius of big drop. First let us write about these values here. For small drop I am writing here so that you will get the clarity how to write the relation. So for small drop, potential we can write this as k q naught by r we can write, and then this capacitance we can write as 4 pi epsilon naught into small r we can write, because charge means it will remain same q naught only, right? Now I am writing for the big drop, the data for this big drop. So first I am writing about this radius of the big drop, so that we can write it as n power 1 by 3 into small r. This we know already. The volume we need to equate that. Volume of big drop is equal to n into volume of this n droplets you can write. And then next what we can write is about this potential. Now I am writing this potential of this big drop, right? Let us write before that, let us write the charge. So charge on this big drop. So let's suppose this is capital Q. This value what we can write is n into q naught we can write. That means that will be n times the charge on this single drop we can write here, because by conservation of the charge. And then now next let us write potential. So potential of this big drop. So this potential of the big drop what we can write is, so it will be k into capital Q by capital R we need to write, right? That is our, if the sphere of radius r is having the charge q, then that is our formula. So therefore this what we can write here is k into n into q naught by n power 1 by 3 into small r we can write here. That is just we are substituting these values in that. Therefore this potential of this big drop we can write this as n power 2 by 3 into kq by r. That kq by r is nothing but potential of the small drop we can write. So to n power 2 by 3 into potential of the small drop we can write here, which is nothing but v naught what we are taking here. So that is the relation here. So that is the relation between potential. So that means the relation between potential of the big drop and potential of the small drop, right? And these are important relations. There will be problems based on this. And next similarly let us write about the capacitance of the system. So capacitance of this big drop we can write this as, either you can use these expressions, that means either q by v formula you can use, or you can use directly this formula here. So if I am using that formula, 4 pi epsilon naught into capital R we need to write, or this value is nothing but capacitance of the big drop is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into n power 1 by 3 into small r. So 4 pi epsilon naught into small r is our capacitance of the small drop. So therefore this capacitance of the big drop is equal to n power 1 by 3 times the capacitance of the small drop here, right, or C naught, that what we are assuming them as C naught. So that means now this is the relation here. Instead of this, you can also write this as this capacitance means we already defined this capacitance as like Q by V. You can also write that expressions here, like capacitance of the big drop is nothing but NQ naught, and potential of this big drop is nothing but n power 2 by 3 into potential of this small drop, right? And so now this Q naught by potential of the small drop is nothing but that gives the capacitance of the small drop, and this n by 2 power n by 3 means that is nothing but n power 1 by 3 will get. So like that also you can write, or like this also you can write here, that is your choice. And so next let us see about this capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. Let us see the derivation here. So capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. So we are going to derive an expression for this capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor. So as we discussed in the previous class, this capacitance means we consider that two metal plates are placed parallel to each other. So one plate is having some positive charge and other plate is having some negative charge here. So that means these two plates are placed parallel to each other, right? So this is having some positive charge and the other is having some negative charge. So then this suppose the separation of this plates is suppose say D. D is the separation between these two plates. So I am taking this D as the separation between those two plates, and this is carrying some plus Q charge and this is carrying some minus Q charge, and let A be the area of this each plate, right? So that is the assumptions what we are taking here. Now to derive an expression for this capacitance, what we need is we need to calculate the potential difference between them, right? And to calculate the potential difference, if you know the field expression, then we can calculate the potential easily, right? And so then let us write the expression, let us try to write the expression for this potential, that means field first. After that you can write the potential easily. So I will draw some big diagram to draw this field here, or here itself you can write here. The field due to this positive plate is away from the plate along this direction, and the field due to this negative plate is also towards this direction here, right? So at this point, at any point inside this, I am writing the field. Field due to this positive plate is away from the plate, and the field due to negative plate is towards the plate, right? Because here now field due to that plate means we write like field due to infinite charged plane. The field due to infinite charged plane we need to write here, and because here the separation between the plates is negligible when compared to the size of the plate, so that is why I am saying that plates are placed very close to each other. The separation sometimes is of order, generally it is of order micrometers, the distance between those two plates in capacitor. It is not of order meters there in general, and so that distance is very small when compared to the size of these plates here, so that we can consider this as an infinite plate when you are writing this electric field. So for that what I am writing is first write that consideration there. Consider, so I will draw some separate big diagram so that you can identify that plates easily. Consider two metal plates, two identical metal plates having area A or placed parallel to each other are placed parallel to each other at very small separation, d. Let Q be the charge on the plates. That means Q is charge on one capacitor and minus Q will be the charge on the other capacitor. Let us write, let Q be the charge on the capacitor and A is the area of cross section of the each plate. Let A be the area of the each plate. So now I am going to write electric field. Electric field between the plates. So therefore this net electric field, what we can write is electric field due to positive charge plus electric field due to negative charge. Since both are in same direction, the electric field due to this positive charge is away from the plate and electric field due to this negative charge is towards the plate. So that means they are in the same direction. To find the net electric field at this point, we are adding them. And so now this expression, what I can write here is the electric field due to positive charge means sigma by 2 epsilon naught, right? And electric field due to this negative charge is also sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Here we should not substitute this negative sign. We already solved this type of problems in electrostatics chapter, Gauss law applications. So that means only its direction, the effect of this negative sign is its direction we need to consider here. Direction we already considered there. So again, you should not substitute this negative sign here. So then therefore you can write this electric field as net electric field as sigma by epsilon naught, and that you know sigma means you can write this as Q by A. So this is Q by A epsilon naught, right? And so then that is nothing but our electric field expression here, the electric field between these plates. And actually the electric field between the plates will be a uniform electric field will be there, because that is an infinite plane. Infinite planes means you know the electric field will be uniform electric field will be there here. So the electric field direction will be like this. If suppose if you are taking this as one plate and this is another plate what I am taking here, and then this electric field lines will be starting from this positive. This is positive plate and this is a negative plate, let us consider. Then its direction of this electric field lines will be from positive plate to negative plate. That's we know the direction of this electric field here. So the direction of electric field will be like this. So the field lines will be like this. So that means uniform electric field will be there here. And at the edges of this plate, that means some deviation will be there here. That field lines will be like curved lines you will get here at the edges of these plates. And that we don't consider that about this, that we called actually fringing effect. Fringing effect there, because at the edges it is not, this point is not same as that of internal. This side there is no charge. Above that point there is no charge here. So that it doesn't produce uniform electric field. So at that such a fringing effect will be there. The field is not uniform when you are reaching the edge of this plate. So that, but we don't consider about that. So, but we don't consider about that. We consider that as a uniform electric field only in between the plates of this capacitor. So that is the field. Uniform electric field will be there. As you know, the uniform electric field, as the field is uniform, we can calculate this potential difference now. So potential difference between the plates we can write here. Potential difference between the plates. So potential difference between the plates we need to find here. So to find this potential difference between the plates, we know in uniform field, uniform electric field, E is equal to V by D you can write, or which is nothing but, or you can write this as delta V by D. That means delta V is potential difference there. That means actually our relation is E is equal to minus delta V by delta X, or delta, that means minus dV by dr we need to write. So here their uniform field means you can write this delta V by D you can write by considering that field decrease in the direction, sorry, potential decrease in the direction of the field. Alright, so this is a relation what we can write here. Therefore, from this you can write this delta V is equal to A into D you can write. Therefore, potential difference we can write this as potential difference delta V is equal to E value can substitute from that Q into D by A epsilon naught we can write. These concepts all we discussed in the electrostatics itself here. We are not discussing any new concepts here. Just the capacitance definition only new here. So now this is the potential difference here. Potential difference between those two plates expression. And if you know the potential difference, then we can calculate the capacitance of this capacitor. Therefore, now capacitance is equal to Q by this delta V you can write. Either V or you can write or delta V you can write. That simply indicates potential difference. So that means this is our delta V I am writing here. Therefore, this is Q by, now delta V means you can substitute this expression now. So which is nothing but Q into D by A epsilon naught we can write. Therefore, this capacitance will be equal to epsilon naught A by D we can write. So that is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So for parallel plate capacitor, the capacitance is nothing but epsilon naught A by D we can write. So it is the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. Simple expression there, epsilon naught A by D, where A is the area of the plate. If it is a square plate, you can write it as L square. If it is a circular plate, then you can write it as pi r square. So that depends on the shape of that plate, and D is the separation between those two plates there. So just write that. So after that mention that. So here from this expression now we can observe this. Capacitance only depends on these dimensions of the that means dimensions of the capacitor and the medium. So if air medium or vacuum is there, then we write this as epsilon naught. If any other dielectric medium is introduced, you know K epsilon naught you need to write. That effect of dielectric we will discuss it later. Now totally first I am going to discuss only without the dielectric only, right? And so now that is capacitance expression there. And so from this now we can conclude that points there again. So we mentioned about capacitance dependence. Again here I am writing that with the proof here now. So therefore mention that. Therefore capacitance of a capacitor depends on area of the plates and separation between the plates, separation between the plates, area of the plates, separation between the plates, and a medium between the two plates, but it does not depends on charge on the plates or potential difference between the two plates, So then there are certain other points are there here. So let us continue that. So that means that other points are nothing but like sometimes they may ask about the capacitance, charge on the capacitance here. So let us write some other points here. Is it clear this calculation? And actually later we discuss about the force between the plates also. So you need to remember this. So the field between the plates is sigma by epsilon naught. The field between the two plates, the electric field between the two plates, that is the resultant field. The positive charged plate will produce one field and negative charged plate will produce another field, which is individually sigma by 3 epsilon naught, so that the resultant field will become sigma by epsilon naught or Q by A epsilon naught we can write, because our Q by A is nothing but sigma, surface charge density there, and that is the expression for this capacitance there. So that from this you can understand that whenever you are calculating this capacitance of a system, you need to find the potential difference there. So after finding the potential difference, for defining this potential difference, generally we use the definition of the electric field, and from the electric field and E and B relation, generally we calculate this potential difference here. That is a general procedure. So then from that we can find this, we use the definition here, that ratio of this charge to this field, potential difference. So from that we can calculate the capacitance. And so now let us write some points regarding this. So now here suppose these plates are having some different charges on this. So like sometimes you may observe this parallel plates are having the different charges on the different sides. Suppose here it is Q1 I am taking, this is minus Q, let us take here, and this is minus plus Q, let us take here, and this is Q. Suppose I am taking the different variables here. Q1, let us take this as Q2, and these are some Q and Q that we know already. They are having that equal and opposite charges. And actually finally you may write the different variables there. That means if sometimes the charge may be there inside the capacitor, or sometimes the charge may be there outside the outer surface also. But whenever if they are asking charge on the capacitor means remember that charge on the inner side of the positive charged plate. So that means here charge on the inner side of positively charged plate. So positively charged plate is this one. So on the inner side whatever the charge is there, that you need to take it as charge on the capacitor. So always remember net charge on the capacitor will be 0 you will get, because positive and negative charges will be there together. So but charge on the capacitor means charge on the inner surface of the positive charge. So now these charges doesn't play any role. Finally this Q1 and Q2 may be equal, that we discussed already. From that concepts you can write. Whatever the charges may be present on these outer surfaces, it doesn't affect the capacitance, and we don't include those charges in the capacitance calculation, or that doesn't possess any importance here while calculating this capacitance here, right? And so write that the charge on the capacitor means charge on the inner surface of the positively charged plate. Charge on the inner surface of the positively charged plate. So then draw this example, and here mention that charge on capacitor is equal to plus Q. So that is the generally charge on capacitor means. And next here we are writing this capacitance expression as like epsilon naught A by D, right? Now if suppose those two plates are having some different area, then what is the effect there? If suppose this plate is like this and other plate I am taking like this, this is say A1 and this is A2. So this is having some positive charge here, this is having some negative charge. Then capacitance means suppose here separation between those two plates is D. Then here capacitance means what is the capacitance of this? So the effective area or common area we need to consider here. The common area is nothing but for both positive and negative charges, this will be the common area here. So that means this A2 you need to consider as now area of the capacitor here. The effective common area we need to consider. So that means this capacitance effect will be there only up to here, right? And so that only that A2 we need to consider here in that. So its capacitance is given by, so capacitance of now this capacitor is epsilon naught A2 by D we need to write here. So note that if two plates are having unequal area as shown, then capacitance of, that means then in writing the expression for capacitance, we need to consider effective common area. In the example shown, the area A2 will be the effective common area. Therefore, its capacitance can be written as its capacitance can be written as C is equal to epsilon naught A2 by D. That is the capacitance of that system. Like suppose here these plates are having these charges like this, right? Suppose this is 2Q and this is 4Q. The charges on the plates are given like that. Then we need to find the charge on the capacitor, we need to find, right? And so then for this we need to calculate this charge distribution here. I am drawing this. We discussed already this type of calculation in electrostatics. The charges on the outermost surfaces should be equal to half of the given charge. So half of the given charge means then 2Q plus 4Q by 2. Though this should be the charge on this outermost surfaces. So it should be 3Q. Alright, so here the charge should be 3Q and here also this charge should be 3Q. If this charge is 3Q, then charge on the inner surface. So then sum of these two charges, charge on the inner surface and charge on the outer surface should be equal to charge given to that plate. And so here this Q must be there on this here. And similarly here, if Q is there, then directly you can write minus Q here. Or even if you consider this addition of these two charges, by adding these two charges, that should be equal to the total charge, that is 2Q. So now here charge on the capacitor means then charge on the inner side of positive plate. Now this is the positive plate here because it is having some positive charge. So therefore here charge on capacitor is nothing but, so we need to write this as Q. So right, that is the charge on this capacitor. So it is a calculation of this charge on the capacitor when these charge distributions are given like that. The plates are given some charges like that. And next here there will be some simple calculations of this capacitance will be there. Let us say these calculations here. Just here I am giving like two conducting surfaces are given here, some irregular shapes are given there like this. Suppose say this separation is given as D, and so then these are having some equal and opposite charges. Suppose say this is a positively charged here. So let us take in opposite direction. This is negatively charged and this is a positively charged. Let us consider here. So this is having some negative charge. So this is positively charged here. And this separation is I am giving it as some D, the separation between these two plates. Now here it is given that the electric field is varying like some Q by epsilon naught into or A epsilon naught into some expression like 1 plus B y square. So the expression of this electric field is varying like that. Then find the capacitance of that system. We need to find the capacitance of that system. We need to find here, right? And so now simply like this, when electric field is general, our procedure is if electric field of the system is unknown for us, so first we calculate the electric field of the system, then we calculate the potential difference. But in this problem, that electric field is already given for us. So just we need to calculate this potential difference here. Here that y is and x and y axis are taken like this. This is our y axis here, our usual direction. So the usual direction of this electric field here. So just we need to find capacitance of that system where that B is constant and A is also some constant is given there, right? And so now here you can write like this. So to calculate the potential difference, we know that potential difference we can write this as dV is equal to minus E into here dr we can write. So here I am applying this integral of dV is equal to minus E into that E is nothing but Q by A epsilon naught into like 1 plus B y square into that dy we need to substitute because this electric field is along this y axis here. It is varying only with the y axis here. So then dy I am taking here instead of this dr, right? And so now these values you can write here. This gives some potential difference there. Suppose if you are starting from here to here, then this is say suppose this surface I am naming it as A and this is B. Then here from A to B you will get VA and VB values you will get, right? And this is from 0 to that Y value is D. That Y value is given as D here. So then this side you will get VB minus VA is equal to minus Q by A epsilon naught into, then this is D plus B into D cube by 3. That means integration and directly substituting the limits. And so now actually this higher potential minus lower potential difference we need to write always when you are writing this delta V. So then multiply this negative sign on both sides, then VA minus VB, this is our potential difference here. So this is equal to Q by A epsilon naught into, this value you can write this as 3D plus B D cube by 3. So this is now potential difference is given there. And Q is the charge given to that surface, that is also given data. Q is the charge on this each surface here, that means one is having plus Q and other is having this minus Q here. This is plus Q charge and here minus Q charge is distributed. Therefore now the capacitance of that system you can write this as capacitance C is equal to Q by this delta V you can write here, right? And so then Q by this delta V means you can substitute this expression from this. So which is nothing but Q by A epsilon naught into 3D plus BD cube by 3. And therefore this capacitance you can write this as 3A epsilon naught by this 1D you can take common, then 1 plus BD square you can write. So that is the capacitance of that system. Simply it is an example for how to calculate the capacitance of the given system. If electric field is known to us, then we need to write some expression for this electric field, and then that means if electric field is already given, this is some irregular shapes, you can't write electric field directly, right? So that's why they are giving this electric field directly here. If electric field is known for us, then from this we calculate the potential difference, then we can find the capacitance. If some regular objects were given, then electric field is unknown for us, then we need to calculate that electric field. First from that electric field you need to calculate the potential difference. From that potential difference you can write the capacitance of that system, right? And next here this capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor we derived already. Now let us see a small deviation from that parallel plate. Let us see the capacitance calculation in that case. So that capacitance calculation is nothing but that means now here I am giving the situation like one plate is there like this and other plate is placed like this at separation. This end is at the separation D and this other end is, these plates are not parallel, a small angle is kept like this. This makes an angle theta is given and that theta is very small. Let us take this order of dimensions like I am taking L into B so that you will get the clarity about how to write the area. It may be you may take it as L or I am taking here it as L into B, right? So that you will get a clarity about how to take that area. And so now here in that system you need to find this capacitance of that system there, right? So note down that problem. Two rectangular plates, in brackets write the dimensions L into B. That means this dimension is L, this dimension will be L, other dimension will be B you will get, the other dimension will be B. That means actually you can represent, you can draw this diagram like this. This is our L and this is our B here. Then similarly here also for this plate also that above plate will be there same, just inclined. The inclined plate will be there like this. So just it is another plate will be like this. So that is that also L into B. So that actually that situation will be there like this, right? So that separation between the plates is given as D for us. The nearest minimum separation. So in the system shown in that means the two rectangular plates are placed as shown in figure. If theta is very small, if theta is small, then find the capacitance of system Then find the capacitance of the system as a function of theta. As a function of theta. So now it is not a parallel plate capacitor, so you can't write the formula directly here. But what we can write here is, you can take the small element of this, and from that you can write the capacitance of that small element. By integrating that, you can calculate the total capacitance of the system here. So that means now here I am taking the small element here. So here small element here means I will represent here so that you will get some clarity about that element here. That means here we are taking this one element like this here. So then correspondingly here also you will get another element like this. So at a distance of say x from this one end, and this is the dx. I will represent here also. So this is the element what we are going to consider here. So this element we are taking here. This is a cross-sectional view. When you are observing this capacitor from this one end, or you will get this vision. So then in 3D it will be like this. Those are the plates we need to consider. Now let us write the capacitance of the system here. Now the capacitance of the system means up to here you can consider that as a D plus this Y we need to write here. This distance is Y. So right. So from figure what we can write is Y is equal to x tan theta we can write, because this is x. So we are writing this as x tan theta. Therefore now the capacitance of that element now we need to write here. Capacitance of small element. So the separation between the plates is separation between plates for small element. So that means for this element, now the distance between those two plates we need to write here. I am taking it as some d dash. This will be d plus y, which you can write as d plus x tan theta you can write here. D plus x tan theta. So but given that theta value is very small, when theta is very small, you can write this as tan theta is equal to theta you can write. So I am taking it as theta. So since that tan theta is approximately is equal to theta, the tan theta value, right? So that is our d value here. Then, so let us write the capacitance of the small element now. Capacitance of the small element. So capacitance of small element means dc is equal to epsilon naught A. Now those two elements what we are taking as you can treat them as a parallel plates only, right? Here we are taking this small element, and here we are taking this another small element, that you can write it as a parallel plate only. Now that's area we need to write here. So area means, remember that this is the area here. If you are taking this as a, for example, parallel plate capacitor, now area of this plate means L into B we need to write here. And so similarly now for this small element, this area we need to write here. So not this area. In two dimension it appears like this, not this area. This area, this strip area we need to write here. So that means this length will be equal to B and this will be equal to dx. So our area of our element is B into dx. So that means plate is actually like this. So that means our dx element will be here. The dx element will be like this. So this element area we need to write here. So that is this width is dx and this length we are taking it as B, perpendicular to that plane. So that means, so I can write that area as B into dx. That is the area, right? And so next, the separation between them is nothing but we are taking it as some d dash. Therefore I can write this value as epsilon naught B into dx by this d dash means we mentioned already d plus x into theta we can write. Now theta is some constant value there, right? So then just we can simplify that equation there. So I can write this equation as, since that theta is small, we can write this expression like this. dc is equal to epsilon naught B by d into or dx into 1 plus x by d into theta whole power minus 1. I am writing that in numerator. I am writing that value in the numerator, so that you can write this expression as, by using binomial approximation, you can write this as epsilon naught a by d into dx into, it appears like 1 minus x by d into theta, right? Therefore, now we need to integrate this. Epsilon naught b by d into integral of 1 minus x by d into theta into d theta. Sorry, dx, not d theta. And limits are from x. There the variable is not theta. There the variable is x. X varies from this end to this end. That is from 0 to L. That is the variation of this x here. So 0 to L, right? Therefore, it is epsilon naught b by d into, so I can write this as L minus L square by 2d into theta, or you can write that L outside. So therefore, it is epsilon naught b into L by d into, this will be 1 minus L by 2d into theta, you can write. So that will be the expression for this capacitance of that system here. So here if we integrate here itself, you will get the logarithmic expression, and logarithmic expression again you need to convert that. That means they won't give the options in terms of logarithmic expressions. So again you need to convert that logarithmic expression there. So instead of that, I am taking this approximation like this. Here you may get the doubt here directly why we are not integrating here. That according to options we need to simplify that approximations there. So that means here we are taking, that means even after integrating this and logarithmic function you need to take approximation and you need to simplify that. So instead of that, what I am doing is I am taking this term to the numerator and then I am integrating this term here. Then you can integrate it easily, so that you will get this option like this. That means options they will give in terms of that like that, right? So that is the capacitance of this this capacitor when the plates are inclined at some angle here. And so there a lot of calculations will be there in this capacitors here. And next actually we need to discuss about the sharing of the charges. So that I will explain in the next class there, sharing of the charges. So then go through this class in detail clearly there, especially about this problem. So sometimes they may give this, this side is D and this side is 2D, they will give such a type of problem is there also there. So then solve that problem also there, right? That means one side they will give it as D and other side they will give it as 2D, that separation. Then you need to calculate the capacitance of that system. So right, so there is a capacitance of parallel plate capacitor and some points regarding this parallel plate capacitor there. So in the next class we will discuss about the sharing of the charges. Thank you.